Hi everybody, very good evening to you. Alright, we are now going to start another new very informative video, video number 173, and in this video we are going to talk about the VBA user forms. We are going to talk about the VBA user forms, and so let me quickly read out the question for you, what the question we have today. So Deepthi actually is, I think she was watching the video number 72, which talks about the user forms. That's the video number 72, VBA interactive user form list box. So in these videos I have talked about the list boxes, right? How to create the list boxes. So it's a long time back. I mean, it's a video number 72, and today we are actually on the video number I think 72 or 73. Yeah, so 100 plus videos, right? It's a long journey actually, and so thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, and thank you so much. You keep day on day, you guys are getting connected with my channel, and it actually helps a lot. So I really want to thank you a lot from the bottom of my heart. You are making me very special, and trust me, when I get these questions, it really makes me feel more special, because that means that you actually are watching the videos and you liking the videos. So thank you for the question, Deepthi, and this is what actually Deepthi has to say after watching this video. Well, it has nothing to do with this video number 72. I will start it from the very scratch. But the question is that the video was quite informative. I do have one query though. If I want multiple values from the second list box to further transfer to the specific sheet in the same workbook as a separate row under the same column, say under column A, I would want all the values that I finally have in list box 2. How will I have to proceed with the OK button? Alright, Deepthi. So for those who if you don't understand the question is that when you create the list box in the VBA, we would like to create a button called OK, and when I press OK, then what we want, that whatever the items I have in my list box, they should be exported in another Excel sheet, right? So let's say here in the data sheet we are going to get them exported, maybe let's say here in the column D, right? Or maybe in the column A, as she said. And so for the list box, now you have to think of what exactly the items you need to get. For example, let me just add here Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, and so on. A lot of things. You can add whatever you want to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a name range called, let's say, month details. Let's say press enter, and now your month detail have this range, right? You can go to the control F3. Let me just write it down. That's the additional tip for you. Actually, it has nothing to do with the user form, but still, because we are discussing it. So press the control F3, and there you will go. Or you can use the this formula tab and go to the name manager. One and the same thing. So I just want to ensure that this month details range is selected. So now it refers to this range, which is B1 to B9, and it belongs to my sheet 1. Perfect, right? I will be telling you where I'm going to use it. Let's quickly press Alt F11, and let's go to our VBA window. Let's create the user form there, right? This is how the forms get created, and now here I'm going to choose this list box, right? If you don't see this toolbox, then no worries, right? Just go to the view and click on the toolbox. You'll get to see this toolbox, right? So you can resize it, you can increase the size of this form from here, so that's fine. I'm not here to tell you actually about the forms. Specifically, I'm going to talk about the list box in the user form. So I click here, and this is where we're going to insert it. Okay, so let me just give this much of the width. Alright, so let's have a look on the list box first. Let's just run it from here. Alright, this looks neat and clean. So now the next thing which I want to do is, normally I always educate my people in my training specifically, that it's always a good idea to put the name in the list box, right? Otherwise you will be very much confused. If you have more than one list box, maybe 4 or 5 list box, then you will never understand, you will not be able to remember while writing the VBA code as to which list box refers to which control. What is the purpose actually for that, right? Because the list box, when you create, they get created like list box 1, list box 2, list box 3. For example, let me tell you actually what I'm trying to say. because this is a very important point. That's the additional tip actually I'm giving you. If you create one more list box, right, and if I go back to this, now when you select this and press F4, you see that is the list box 2. If you select this, then that is going to be the list box 1. Now on this window where you have the form available, definitely you can select the item and you can see the, you know, what the name we have, and you can use it in the code. But when you're going to actually work on the VBA, when you're going to write some code, let's say I'm going to write some code in the background, so let me just go to this view code. So here, when I'm going to actually write any code, you know, the chances are very high that I will not be able to remember which list box refers to what, right? So there you will have 5 list boxes: list box 1, list box 2, list box 3, list box 4. So it's going to create a lot of problem. As far as if it is there just a 1 list box or 2 list box, I mean, you know, maybe you don't have to give any naming convention, but still I would say that, you know, it's a good habit, always give the proper naming convention. For example, let's just delete this. Let's come back to our list box 1. It is not required, but still I will tell you so that you can see that what exactly I'm talking about. So I give this name called LST and month. So in this way, you know, when I'm going to write in the VBA program, when I'm going to write the user form 1 dot, you know, this list box will appear, and then I will not have to remember that, you know, I will not have to come back to the screen to see that this form refers to what, this control refers to what, this list box refers to what, right? Okay, so there we go. And now what we want is we want also button called submit button, OK button. So let's just click on the command box, and there we go. So let me just recreate this button again. Yeah, so that's the button. Press F4 again, or go to the properties window. Ensure that your object should be selected, your control should be selected. So here, this command button 2, maybe I can write here CMD OK, and in the caption let's just write OK. There we go, right? You can write submit also, that would look good. OK looks very okay. Actually, I mean, OK looks very normal, right? So just give it some good name, and it would be good if I can change this to submit. Not required, but I mean, that's fine, you know, it should be, it helps me a lot. I mean, if I have the name of my control box is, you know, is very much like my this the name which I'm going to actually use in the VBA, right? All right, let's click on the F5, and there we go. Works nice, right? This button is working. Obviously we won't see anything because we haven't written anything. So the first thing which I would like to do is I would like to go in the VBA code. So I can go from here, and the first thing which I would do, that whenever this form gets initialized, you know, the first time when the form is going to open, the first time, remember, right, then my list box should reflect all these months one by one, right? So for that, to do that, what I will do, this is my user form 1, that's my name, you can see that's the form name, right? And so here if I go LST, now you can see that's what I was talking about. If you start seeing here list box 1, list box 2, list box 3, list box 4, list box 5, list box 6, list box 7, then you will be confused that which list box actually refers to which your control, right? Now I know that LST month is going to talk about my months. If similarly on the same concept, if I would have created another list box, let's say LST year, then that means that would also be, you know, coming here. And if it is coming, then obviously what else you need? It is so, the picture is so clear. You know that on which actually the control, on which forms control you are working, because you would see user form 1 dot LST month and then user form 1 dot LST year. You know, all the list boxes will appear. So that's why it is so important to give the good naming convention. All right, so we will use the row source property, and I'm going to name this as list month. I don't remember exactly. Let me just check again. What was the name? Yeah, it's month details actually. Let me just copy this and let's just put it here. Don't forget to put the quotes, double quotes. All right, so this is done. Now let me just run it and show you. Yeah, so it's capturing all the names perfect, and now we need to program this so that when we click on the submit button, we have all the values in the data sheet, right? Okay, so I'm going to export everything on the A1. So then what I will do is I will simply double click on this, and when this submit button actually gets clicked, so what we want, first of all, I will define my name. So this I'm going to define my name. I will create the object called WB, and I'll give this name called this workbook, because I'm going to deal with this workbook. This is how you define the objects, and then you're going to define the worksheet. All right, and then what is your worksheet? So it's a part of this workbook, and the sheet name is data, right? Okay, so I think now we are good to go, and so now we can run the loop. And to run the loop, I also declare one variable called I. So for I equals 2, this is very important line now. This is what exactly going to export the things. For I equals 2, my form is me, or you can also write Userform 1 and the same thing, right? If you write this, you would see the list box, right, which is this list mark. Or as a shortcut, you can also use this me word, right? So we want to count, we want to run this loop. How many times? We want to actually run this loop from 0 to the number of items I have in my list box. So that means this loop will run from 0 and it should run till 9. Now 0 to 9 means what? You're running actually 10 times. Now you would ask me, why you're actually writing the 0? Why can't we start with the 1? So the point is, in the list box, when it appears, this list box, when we actually going to run this list box, this index is going to be calculated as an index 0, right? So if you're going to count this, if you're going to start your journey from here and it's going to be treated as 0, then obviously by the time you reach to the September month, that means you should be on the 8th one, not on the 9th one, right? So for that, what I will do is, I will simply do the trick. I will simply subtract -1 from 8, so that 9 minus 1 will give me 8, and 0 to 8 will run the loop 8 times, right? Okay, and so what you want to do, every time you run, go to my sheet, which is my sheet data, and in the cells, on the row number, on the column number 1, print the value. Print the value of my first index of my list box. List, and this is how we write. So what is the item? 0. Now obviously you can't write the 0, because then every time you will have the 0 printed, right? Let me show you. Let's just run this. Row number should be incremented by 1. This is my another variable. You can write whatever you want. I have just written row number. We need to declare this as well. And in the last, we would like to have the message box done. And I guess that's fine. We are good to go. Yeah. So let's just run this. I'm going to put the break code here. First, I'll get the form I initialized. Now click here. So the code is going to run now. Let's see. So you can see here. Let's see. What is the value I'm getting? Yeah, 9. So you can see that we have the 9 elements, right? So 0 to 9 means that the code is going to run 10 times, which we do not want, and that's why I've subtracted actually 1 from it. So 9 minus 1 will give me 8, and if you start your this point from 0 to 8 will cover all the points one by one. And 0, as I said, it's very important, because the list box which gets popped up, the first item is counted as the index of that item is considered as 0, right? Okay, so in the row number 1, all right, so I think this code will not run. This will give us the problem. Yeah, because the row number can't be empty, it can't be 0. So before I start, I just need to add 1 to it. So let's just run this again. Let me reset the code, and let's hit on the F5, hit on the submit button. There we go. Now this is 1, so row number 1 and column number 1 should have the value called Jan, as you can see here, right? Because that's the 0 index. So now the point is, every time if you keep on running this, because this loop has to run 8 times, right? So 8 times it will publish the same value, which is Jan, January month, because index is not changing. So if I run this quickly, and now if I go to the sheet data, let's just reset the code. Yeah, you see you have all the values for the Jan. So that's not required, actually. That's not the way we should write the code. So what you need to do is you simply need to ensure that this 0 should keep on changing, 1, 2, 3, 4, so that the index of the list box should keep on changing. So I'm going to write here I, because I is on, we are using this in the loop. So not just in the loop, but we are also going to use it in giving the values to ourselves. So this I keeps on increasing step by step, so we keep on having the new index every time the code run, right? List bracket 0, list bracket 1, list bracket 2, and list bracket 3 and 4, and so on, right? So let me just remove the break code, and let's go ahead and quickly run this from this code. There we go. Let me hit. All right, we are done. And let's see now. Let me just press escape, reset, and let's check the value. So you can see here all the values are exported, right? So this is how you can actually export the values. Now one more thing, we would also like to create a button here, because every time you can't run it from the VBA window, right? Because who knows whether your audience is so much familiar with the VBA or not. And moreover, even we guys, when we program the things, we never like to give these kind of access, the VBA Windows access to our user. Simply we like to create the buttons here. So to create the button, first you need to create the macro which can populate the form. So go to the insert module, and right here in the module, let's say I'm going to write here my form, any name you can choose, and then here we'll write the form name, which is form1 dot show. And then in this window I'm going to assign the macro, which is going to be my form. All right, let's see. There we go. Submit, and there we go. All set. Close. Again submit. So it's working, right? You can see here it's working, right? If I change anything, let's say maybe let's just delete this, and let's put something here, Q1, Q2, and Q3. The point is, do you think this will work? It will not work actually, because when you click here, it still have the range we have defined. In that range that you are supposed to work only, you're only supposed to select this from B1 through B9, right? So we need some more values here. So what you can do is, again, make a use of this control F3 and just edit the part. So this B9 should be now B12. B12. Let's just press close. Do you want to save the changes you made? Yes, I want to save the changes. Click back, and there we go. Now let me click on the submit. Okay, close the form, and let's see. All right, perfect, right? So this is done. Now there is one more thing which I actually want to tell you guys, that what if you want only the loops to be run on the selected items, right? So that is something again very interesting actually. So for that, what you need to do right now, you can't select actually multiple items at a time. You can only select one item. So to do that, what you need to do is you simply need to go to your form and press F4, and you will be on the this property sheet, and then somewhere here we have this multi-select property. So just select the second one, extended. Now what will happen, you will be able to use the let's say if I select this Jan, and now I'm going to select the Q3 using the shift key, then everything will be selected. So what if you want to select only these, you want to export these items using the shift key? So for that also we can write a code. So in that case, what we can do, we can create further more button. Let me just copy and paste it, and let's just put it here, and go to this property window, and first of all let's say submit selected, right? That's what I'm going to create, and this is going to be submit selected sub submit, right? Okay, so click here, and now we'll write the code here. So what we can do is I'm going to copy the entire code. Let's just not waste time. And so let me think actually what we are supposed to do here. So it should work. So in this for I equals to 0, it should work, you know, in this case 11 times. And if this condition is going to be true, which is that the selected item is true, so how we're going to write this? We're going to write this: if my list month box selected item, let me check, there was selected is true, right? If you are true, which means if you are selected, then what I would like to do is I would like to export you, right? So in the then condition this will go, else, well, else you don't have to do anything, you just need to I guess simply end if. You don't have to do anything, right? End if, do nothing. Let me just comment this out so that it should be readable. Okay, and I think that's that would be sufficient for us. Yeah. Okay. So I think we are good. We can run the code. Let me just put the breakcode here. Just hit on the target. So let's say I selected only April and July using the control key, right? If you press the shift key, then everything will be selected. The general selection, how we do in the Excel spreadsheets. So let me select only July and August, and let me click here. Now let's see what will happen. So this loop is going to run now obviously 12 times. 12 minus 1 will make it 11. So 0 to 11 will make it 12 times. So that's the important point now. If this is selected, we didn't select the first item, which was Jan, right? So it goes to the else, and then second item was also not selected. So let's just keep on pressing one by one all the things. Okay, yeah, there we go. Which is the item? There is some item which I can say, you can see from here, 6. So 6 means that July, right? That's what we selected. So I think the code is working. So let's just click next, and message done, all set, and now enter. All right, so let me remove the breakcode. Let's come back to the data, and there we go. Let's see. Okay, so we have to first delete it to see the effect, but I think it's working because you see on the top it was telling us July and August month. So let's just click on the OK. Let's say this is what we want, April and August. Just click here, done. Okay, it is so quick. So answer should be April and August. You can see, perfect. So again I'm gonna run one more time. So let's say we need only these values. All right, so click, and then now close everything. So we have, yeah, perfect, very nice, right? So that's extra information I've given you, because I know that in practical situations you can also have these kind of situations, right? So just one thing more, and then we are through. If I let's say don't select anything, right? I don't select anything means let's say I just click here and I submit here, done. Okay, and now let's close this. So we should be able to see all the values. Let's see, yeah, we are seeing all the values. So both the things are working, right? So I think this is what actually you were looking for, and let me know in case if I have missed something. I will definitely like to add more things here, because my job is not just to upload the video, but to also let you know, to give you as much information as I can. And for those who are watching this, my website my channel for the first time, this is my website, excelvbalover.com. I also provide the trainings online, so you can go to this website right now. I think the net is not working, I don't know what, but you can go to this website and you can log in, and you will see the 4 sections: Excel videos, videos, VBA videos, VBA training, and Excel training. If you're looking for the training, you can go there and you can let me know. I give the trainings online, and if you want to watch all the free videos, you can definitely go to my this website, or maybe you can actually go to my channel as well here. Okay, so yeah, so I just started my video. Let me just pause it. Alright, I'm sorry. You can also go to my this the basically this YouTube channel, and under the playlist category you can find all the videos there, right? The videos will be there, right? So that's it for now, and I will come back again with some more exciting stuff. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe, and if you think that the videos was really good, don't forget to click on the like, because it really helps a lot to me, right? Thank you so much, and I'll come up with some more exciting stuff very soon. Till then, take care and stay fit. Have a very, very good weekend, and have a very happy learning. Thank you so much. Bye bye.